episode 365. Surprising episode because we have a guest who's returning after it's been a long time, but it is good to have Jordan Fringe back with us tonight.
How's it going? Glad
Jordan,
to be here. Yeah.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Glad to be here. I've missed this, and hope everyone's doing well.
It is good to have Jordan back again. As always, of course, we do have Josie Woes with us tonight.
Yep. Happy to be here.
Have Josie here. OJ, who's amassed a massive,
huge collection.
Plushy collection.
Huge.
And I do have something that I want to talk about real quick, John, if I can have a little bit of time. I want to say, seriously, I read the comments from the last week's show. Saw here from Dougie, and he says, OJ telling people they're girlfriendless for going for platinum trophies is rude as hell. Same guy loves time-consuming JRPGs and runs a gaming YouTube channel. People who live in glass houses. And there's a lot of people that agree with that. So I want to just say, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, because I know that it's sensitive for some people, I want to say I apologize for absolutely freaking nothing. You bums need to stop being so damn sensitive. And when I'm here with my friends joking in a show, I am a nerd just like all of you guys. I am allowed to make jokes to my friends about trophies and all of this. Stop being so sensitive. I'm gonna apologize to your parents for raising such a soft children where so many damn people would get salty over me simply making jokes to my friends about video games. I'm a nerd too. I'm allowed to make my jokes. I saw a ton of people complaining about this. And I saw one guy who even said he wanted to fight me. He said he'd fight me. Bro, pull up. I'll be at too many games. Pull up. I need $2,000 up front. Y'all here talking way too
They have
much.
a wrestling mat there.
Pull up.
Perfect.
They do have a full ring.
That's crazy.
Up. Okay, I saw this dude right here. I'll fight that dude in the blue for free. Come get some, bro. Ain't nobody scared of you, homie. So please pull up. All right.
The shades came out immediately.
Out here trying to. Listen, I do this for fun. Okay, I do this for fun. These are my homies. The reason why I don't be going on a bunch of other podcasts is because a lot of people are fake as hell, and you can tell them they're trying to clout chase off of you. I do it for fun because John and Josie and Jordan and Evan, they're all my friends. So that's why I'm here. So don't.
You almost forgot my name.
So shut up.
And some guy in the corner.
You're not my friend anymore.
Look at the other guy.
All right. So I do this because these people are my friends and we're just having fun. Don't take jokes that I take so damn seriously to the point where you out here talk about it's rude as people talk about it's rude as hell. Bro, it's a joke about video games. I'm a nerd too. I spend a lot of time playing video games too and collecting plushies. As you guys
we need Ryan to cut the promo and sunglasses next week.
Well, the people are saying I wouldn't say it to Ryan's face. The hell I wouldn't.
we need a public apology to Ryan.
The hell I wouldn't.
Disrespectful.
The hell I wouldn't say it to his face. Damn right I'll say it to his face. Do you think I'm scared of gamers? Fudge out of here. Anyway, it's a joke. We're all friends, okay? So chill out. That'll be the last time that I address people in the comments. I've never done this before, by the way.
I will say we had some stuff happen this week where we were thinking about the current podcast and the format and how it was going to be going forward. And there was some podcast burnout. There was a lot of stuff happening. And I did think about, well, what if we made the podcast like a once a month thing? And I put a video out kind of just going over that plan. And I got to say, a lot of people reached out to me and they were like, we like the podcast weekly. We'd like it to stick around. We want the podcast. They're like, have you seen what's going on with gaming right now online? We need the podcast. And I looked online and I said, the people are right. They do need the Spawncast. So you know what? We're sticking around. Well, at least I'm sticking around. We're going to stick around weekly. I'll be here. I don't know what it'll look like because it's basically life has gotten in the way for a lot of people. It turns out when you get older and things are happening, you may not be able to make it Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So
Knicks games, wrestling matches.
Knicks games. Sean, to Sean's credit, I swear he watches every single Knicks game. I don't know how you do it. There's 80 some odd games throughout the regular season. I feel like I would miss some or just not care as much for everyone. He watches everyone. So when the playoffs start, I get it. But yeah, we're be around. At least I'll be around weekly. So it'll probably just be very like informal. laid back, and I'm going to start going over to the Discord for the Spawncast and pick out questions there because people were asking about that. And I was looking through, and there are some good questions in there. A lot of them are very topical. Some of them are interesting, like Suburba Barboy asked which Pet Shop Boys album is your favorite.
I feel like that's a Sean question.
Oh, okay. That is okay. That makes sense. Okay. So we'll be around, but again, a lot of the stuff that was going on online over the last week did convince me that the internet needs the Spawncast. It needs a podcast that will attempt to talk about video games. But let me go over, and you know what? Maybe we'll see more flashes of Jordan Fringe here and there. Sean will come back by. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. But we should see MVG pop in like 30 minutes or so. He's running a little late. He went to get his video all set up and ready to roll for the week. And he was, in his time, technically he's out on the West Coast as well, like on that side of the U.S. So West it's Coast, a little earlier. And he was actually out for the day doing some stuff. So he'll be on in like 30 minutes or so. But let me go over here. We do have, so tonight we have the Switch 2 reports that hit actually a lot of information. It was very strange. It all kind of hit all at once. We have stuff about the Joy-Con, screen size, resolution, potential launch timing. Stellar Blade is absolutely ridiculous online right now. There's some craziness going on.
What's happening with Stellar Blade?
You know what? MVG said something to me. And Nate actually mentioned it too, but MVG said it, and I was like, you know what, you have to come on here and say that too, because it did hit with me, and I'm like, man, that's where we are right now with some of this gaming discussion online. You'll see. And then we have Sony bringing up an idea of a patent that the game will play itself for you. Thought we'd talk about some of the games we've been playing, and then Microsoft might want to try to get Fallout 5 out sooner rather than later. Apparently, they're having those discussions right now. So let's just start with the Switch 2 discussion first, as we had some information get out. Specifically, it seemed to be around the Joy-Cons, and the manufacturers that are working on third-party accessories seem to be the one who had access to. Okay, so the way it's described, it's a box that they had to reach into and feel around to figure out the dimensions of this system. That's how Nintendo did it. They showed up. Here's a box. Reach in this box.
That is
and
insane.
See what happens.
If you run into someone in public chat, do not do this with them.
Yeah, don't.
It's like what they do for little kids so they can like feel what a square is like.
I ain't never done that in my life. I've never been in any scenario where I got to do something like that. I don't think so.
Quick, put your hands in this box.
Yeah, it is a strange thing to consider. Where I assume all these manufacturers came together, like they sent representatives to one place. I don't think Nintendo went around to each one. They probably met in undisclosed location. All right, now here's a box, reach in. And I assume they all sat there and watched as each person went up and did that. But it just seems strange to go that when you could just say, here's what looks like a tablet. Go ahead and measure it. I don't know how you get the dimensions for something just by touching it, but I guess they are going to take their best shot. I don't know.
Touch experts, people with better touch experience than anybody in the world. They touch it and they can just know. John, there's people out there that are like that. So that's what I'm guessing.
Look, if they did tell me, if they said you're going to reach in a box and touch this tablet and then get your dimensions, I would put something out. It's like, okay, we got to find somebody who can like map this out with their hands, I guess. I don't know. It seems strange. But either way, one of the reports that came out mentioned that it would be compatible with current Pro controllers. So backwards compatibility does seem just about, I don't want to say confirmed, but it's very close to where we're expecting it now. It's expected. Joy-Cons, though, would use magnets to actually connect to the system, which concerns some people because, I mean, if you have your Switch, imagine it, I guess, latching on with a magnet. I mean, there's concerns that you just rip the thing off without too much issue. But I don't feel like
people understand how magnets are pretty strong. Like, you can get like a real strong magnet, you know?
It depends on the magnet. They could just be
but
super
there's no
flimsy.
way. There's no way that's what Nintendo does.
Just drops it on like that, click, and that's it. Just grabs it. Yeah.
There's some powerful magnets out there.
Well, wouldn't it be a magnet that would do the magnet and then it would like clip in? That's what I'm guessing. What would happen?
I think there's still a guide. Like there's gonna be plastic grooves and stuff where it still kind of sits down into it.
Yeah.
And then it'll grab the rest of the way. I think it's gonna kind of eliminate that. You know how right now with the Switch we have a button on the back of the Joy-Con we gotta press in, and then I mean, it works, but it's not like the greatest. It doesn't feel great ripping a Joy-Con out of there either way. I think it's going to eliminate that, and it's going to have a little bit of resistance, and it'll just kind of pop off after that. So I think it would make it feel more quality, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it'd be an upgrade to me. I mean, it's not like the Joy-Cons, like people think that those controllers are incredible or anything, you know?
No, and it does sound like we would be getting new Joy-Cons the way it's being described, as we had more information come out from just manufacturing. This is over on billy.com, and that even discussed the idea of the controllers, the Joy-Cons, having like metallic buttons for SL and SR. So I guess it still would be a similar setup where you can hand one off to someone, which is a kind of concern. I would have liked to have seen Nintendo make a run at a D-pad again. And I was hoping they would kind of get rid of the idea of handing a Joy-Con off, because we did that one time and that was it. I think what Evan, we streamed, which game was it? Was it Fast RMX?
I think so.
Either way, we tried it and we were like, this is never going to work. And that's the last time I ever did that. That was it. So
I do it all the time. I use
really?
it so much.
But that's because you're weird.
You go to a college house and then they're like, you want to play Smash Bros? They hand
Electronics are rare in an Amish community, yes.
I'm not
you
Amish.
I
I like that shirt too. You screwed me with that shirt. That's one of my favorite shirts. And I can't wear it without being called Amish on the internet. And then if I wear it in real life, now my actual friends know this joke. So that I also get called Amish. It's horrible.
Wow.
This is
It's
why I
the
don't
long
have
game
friends.
with me.
This is exactly why I don't have friends, so they can't make fun of me like this. So
Wait, so you actually hand them a single Joy-Con for Smash?
Literally all the time. It sucks. Nobody likes doing it, but
Yeah, they stay your friend afterwards. Like that's
well, but like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't,
buy another controller?
No,
Go
but
outside.
okay, college kids. They don't even have money to like buy food. You're not gonna like spend an extra whatever on a controller.
Like a pro controller.
You're not. No. Okay. At least all the people I hang out with, they will not.
Okay. So you just use the single Joy-Con for Smash. It sounds terrible. But
Smash
that's the
and Mario
idea,
Kart. It sucks, but it just
Mario
gets
Kart.
the job
It does.
done.
I mean, Mario Kart, you only need so many buttons. Really.
It's a lot
I guess.
easier, for Mario Kart. But
it's for me anyway. It's never crossed my mind to do that ever again. But I guess I'm not in that situation.
I think when you don't have the option of something else, then it's fine and it works. And I think that there's a lot of kids who do that. There's a lot of people who just don't have extra controllers, and it makes things easier to do.
Okay. When they mentioned the Pro controller being compatible, I kind of would like to see Nintendo do a new Pro controller as well. I would like to see it do analog triggers, that being a big one. But otherwise, I think the current controller is good. That's the only thing I really think of. And maybe the D-pad being refined a bit. That's the only thing I really think of when it comes to that, trying to improve it. So maybe in their mind, the Pro controller is good enough. But analog triggers, because otherwise I don't know how you really do GameCube well. Kind of need that. Jordan, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does in Pokemon, is that a thing, the single Joy-Con play? Do people do that?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a common thing. Even if is it even a possibility in the latest one?
Well, I know in Let's Go Pikachu, for example, you would do that, right?
Yeah.
You only needed one Joy-Con to play it, and I didn't know if that was like something they were running with for any of the Pokemon series going forward.
I'm not sure specifically if it was in like the mainline games or anything, but I don't think any one that I know would be playing with one controller for games anyway.
It makes sense, like, I think in a social setting, but outside of that, it sucks.
I agree.
Why does Sean?
Hello?
This is what he did for all of Game and Talk. It was horrendous.
Well,
what is going on?
My internet wasn't working. My internet's working fine now, but I'm editing a video, so
People need to understand that he does that every single time he enters a voice room, like a voice chat room. He just screams hello at the top of his lung.
Like an old person.
Well,
see? Okay, Sean, Sean, that's not just
it's because my headset sometimes gets a little finicky.
Yeah, he brings the echo with him most times.
Is that Jordan Fringe?
In the flesh.
Oh man.
Jordan's here.
That's crazy. That's why he got 3,000 people, because Jordan came back.
This Jordan came. That's the only thing that's different actually right now is Jordan.
What the fuck is that Pokemon shit? Oh, that's a green screen. Okay.
Oh man, actually,
that is a green screen, right? That's not your.
No, it's my it's my room. Collection. It's my collection.
No, I saw the flicker. I saw the green screen flicker.
No, it's my room. What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? Because somebody told me that, like, how dare me talk about people, that collect trophies all day while I have toys and plushies in my background, like a big. So I'm like, I said, damn right, I got toys and plushies in my background.
It's a nice.
Got more than you can even count now.
Sean, you handing off the single Joy-Con to people over there?
No. Who goes to his house?
No. It did. Wait,
Rax was over here a couple days ago, like a week ago.
Oh, yeah, it was. Sean, why didn't you use the Joy-Con? You used the dog face controller for a while, didn't you? It was like 2 years in before you got a Pro Controller, wasn't it? Or a year and a half?
It was longer than that.
Really? I remember it was a running joke for the longest time.
Yeah. And I don't mind playing the Switch in handheld mode, but like when you start propping up that kickstand and passing a control, like if you're playing with like a toddler or something, okay, that's fine. But like anything beyond that, it's like, bro, what are we doing here? Like this isn't really working out. It's too cramped. It's too cramped.
I feel like you guys are not the target audience for the single Joy-Con play, which is great.
And toddlers.
It's
well, John could be with his kids.
So one of them got into Let's Go Pikachu, and that is a good game for single Joy-Con play because you only play with one Joy-Con, so it does help with that. The thing with the Joy-Cons, though, I would like to see them refine them, like change them out completely. So I'm hoping the idea of magnets, everything we're hearing that they're like the sticks themselves need to be more like the Steam Deck, for example, where it's just a full travel stick. Whereas the Joy-Cons now do not travel well in terms of the movement of the stick. So something like that, I think would be big. Apparently there are extra buttons on it that we're hearing now from another manufacturer. So there's going to be added functionality most likely. No clue what it is. It's just another physical button apparently that's there, one on the back and then one below the home button. So it wouldn't be a share button because that is right now on the left Joy-Con. I'm not sure. There's two buttons though. It's hard to say. Maybe they finally build in their vitality sensor into the next Joy-Con, and it can read your heart rate, it can read how hydrated you are, and it can read your emotions.
Magnets, how do they work?
Yeah, I figured that's what that icon was.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Why do you make a face like that, Josie, when you put that up there?
I guess I don't know who that is. It's just kind of a scary face.
Whoop, whoop. Come on. Shaggy Two Dope.
Oh, God.
He's a Mormon rapper.
Yeah. No, that was remember the thing where with the final Joker card, it was all like, "Hey, we love God." It's like, what?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Like
Mormon parishioners, they view their listeners as followers.
Well, the other report mentioned the Switch in 2024 or Switch 2 in 2024. I would not go with that. I think it's first half of 2025. So I would that would be my estimate on that one.
That would be insane. There's no way.
Pal.
It would throw everyone off badly because now we're all kind of on like we're going 2025 with this. That would absolutely be a twist if they were like, oh, holiday 2024. But I would not count on that. I would stick with 2025. So that'd be my estimation.
I wouldn't count on much of the stuff.
I would. The report from the Billy or whatever, that seems a lot of that stuff's going to be probably accurate.
I think a lot of it is accurate. They mentioned the 8-inch screen at 1080p. I think the screen is about 8 inches, and I think
on top of that, like
as well,
Pioro also quote tweeted that specific report and said, "Hey, I've been hearing about this even before." He couldn't verify it 100%, but he did say that, like, look, this information has been going around for a little bit here. So, like when he kind of quote tweets and talks about something, it usually ends up being right.
Yeah, Nate's usually right. PR is usually right. People don't give him credit for it, but yeah, that is the case. Piaro got involved, huh? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So like when he gets involved, it's like, oh snap, he's involved.
Yes. I'll have to check that tweet out. Gosh. All right. That's fine. Yeah, I think the other report though that mentioned Samsung, all the chips that were being used for this thing, and first or like holiday 2024.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The
I
Samsung
would,
stuff, yes, maybe, but I don't know.
Samsung will be involved in some way.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
But
you, Sean.
2024, probably not.
Do you know on Game and Talk, Sean makes me read those ones out, especially
Sean
in
says his
innuendo.
inch is big enough.
You're the host. You are the host. I don't want to step on your toes and mansplain anything.
Very considerate of you, man.
I try.
It's very nice of him.
True gentleman.
Thank you.
Sean, a man of the people.
Well, people are now wondering if Nintendo's going to talk about this thing in their May financial report.
Nope.
You might get the yes, the next generation we're working on it. No further details at this time. I could see something minuscule. I mean, think they did something weird with that.
I think the most you could hope for is a code name. I think that's the most you could hope for. Otherwise, you're right, Sean. It's probably just, okay, we're working on it. It's coming.
Well, I feel
Next
like, and most people kind of go back to the Wii U to Switch thing. I mean, that was more out of necessity. Like that tweet was done because the Wii U was dying in a desert, dehydration, and they're like, "Oh, go, right, bro, we got new shit coming. Do not worry." Now it's kind of like, even an investor, like, yeah, your system sales are probably, year over year down a bit, but you're still selling software and stuff like that at a crazy rate, So I feel like that was more to appease investors and the general public. Whereas now, like, I mean, there's still people, there's probably people in this chat. We don't need to Switch 2 until 2027. My backlog is so big. It's like, well, bro, play some of those games then, or sell them. Like, move on. Are you really interested in playing them?
Well, if it's backwards compatible, then the backlog lives. It continues. You play it just better.
Yeah,
why not? Why wouldn't you want it then?
I don't understand the oh man, we don't need another. It's like, I mean, what? Just that doesn't mean like when the Switch 2 comes, it doesn't mean the Switch 1 like Thanos gets Thanos snapped. Like it's still gonna be there.
Now we still play.
Developers will still make games for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's gonna get that cross-gen period of like 2 years probably. I mean, those ports will be kind of crazy, but they'll make it work probably. But I mean, and now we're seeing some of these third parties that you figure are probably being designed for the next system anyway. You've got like Metaphor, that's probably going to be on the next system at some point. So at this point, to me, I'm just ready to get to the next system. I think it's time, especially if it's backwards compatible. Whenever. Let's go ahead.
Are you talking about the potential game of the year, Metaphor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And maybe they get Elden Ring on the next system too, and they package the DLC in. That could be cool. So there's a lot of potential there for that. But we'll see. May, that's the next thing I'd look for Nintendo to mention anything about it, is that first week in May, and then we'll see. We'll see if they if not, maybe June. So who knows? Let me go over here to. I do want to bring this up. This was actually a question over on Twitter, because I did post a tweet asking about different topics and stuff. So they brought up the Escape from Tarkov drama, and I feel bad because I've seen this getting thrown around. I did not look into this enough yet. I was going to look into it for Monday for Newswave. Unfortunately, I didn't look into it as much yet. But Evan, you said it was it actually had to do with a PvE mode.
A bunch of things. Apparently, it's a DLC coming up, $250, PvE mode, and a bunch of pay-to-win functions for $250.
But only for 6 months.
What? What?
$250.
Fair deal. Sounds fair to me.
Months.
Gaming is so back.
Earlier,
so
the
back.
Unheard edition was revealed and was criticized due to offering bonuses that many thought were pay to win. The bigger issue was the launch of a player versus environment mode that allows players to play only against AI with no other real players in the lobby. This mode was only made available to those who purchased the $250 edition, despite anyone who purchased the old Edge of Darkness edition being promised access to all future DLC for free. Whoa, that's kind of crazy.
And it is a game where PvP is important, because it's all about people stalling you, leveling your stuff up, and getting things you need. So PvE mode with progression is pretty strong in this kind of a game.
Oh, so, you play against the AI who's obviously not as skilled as other
the
players
AI can be rough, but it's less random because human players will know where you're going. They know where the exits are. They know where everything is. People will camp. You'll get screwed over. It happens. It's Tarkov, but you turn that off. So.
That feels like that feels like that just killed your game. Then if you just did that, that's crazy. A $250 edition for that feels like you could I assume that means you can farm and kind of grind through that mode and just become powerful in the game. Why is MVG now Sean's picture?
What are you talking about, mate?
There it is. Jason
that was
Statham's
really
here.
Good.
I thought that was actually him that came in out of nowhere and said
you got better at that.
I practice.
It's less English, a little more Australian. It's good.
Yeah, I'll look into this a bit more with Tarkov to see, but that sounds wild. If that is the case, $250, they'd have to respond to that pretty soon. I feel like.
I mean, they'll respond to it by being
not going to play that game,
purchasing it.
Wow, you know what? That actually opens up. That's interesting because you feel like when a live service game like that trips itself up that much, that a game like Marathon, which apparently is very similar, is going to be similar to Tarkov, would actually be able to benefit from it, but it's not out yet. So interesting. Okay, I will look into that further. Thanks, Axel Doom over on Twitter. I do have this one from Monado Mario that actually plays off of what we just discussed with Nintendo. Asking this from the Discord, as in, do you agree that success have made Nintendo boring, especially when compared to the Wii U and 3DS era? I feel like this is a
Joey. Was that Joey? Did Joey donate that?
No, this is Monado Mario over on Discord.
Okay, sorry.
I feel like this game. Okay, so it was Game Explained did something on this. Am I wrong, or is that right?
No, it's Joey.
Okay, so
the
this
most
came
friendly
this
person
definitely
over there.
This definitely was a topic.
He's a good friend
Twitter,
of mine,
wasn't it?
Calm down.
Me too.
This was definitely a topic on Twitter, right?
Well, yeah, because of that video.
Oh, okay. So the idea being Nintendo
and then I think the lead guy, Andre, over at Game Explain, got mad because people just looked at the thumbnail and they didn't click the video and watch what was actually being said, which I just found very ironic considering, some things that I was involved in. But hey, different strokes for different folks, man.
Was the idea that Nintendo has become, I guess, less. What's the word for Nintendo when they had puppets? Well, they had puppets in E3 and
no more Star Fox puppets.
Less out there.
No more.
Less quirky.
Less quirky.
There it is.
Yeah,
that's
less all that stuff. Yeah, boring butts.
I see. Quirky. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Here's the thing: is that if they did that now, people would just not deal with it.
Well, they had to do stuff like that to make those shows interesting because there wasn't a lot of games to be shown there. Like a direct now, it's like it'll be 40 minutes long. You get like 25 games or something like that. During those shows, they were like, all right, we got to do something for Star Fox Zero, which is a game that I like. But like, they had to milk that and draw it out and do a lot of pomp and circumstance, which is ironic because a lot of Nintendo fans, I feel, they don't like when there's a lot of talking at these events and stuff like that. Some of the Xbox events that talk to the developer for 10 minutes. It's like, cool, man. That's awesome. Can I see the game instead? Like people, and especially nowadays in this TikTok age where everyone's attention span is like 2 seconds long, like,
what TikTok age? It's dead.
Well, thank God.
YouTube Shorts, baby. New thing.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, the one thing that I noticed with this when it comes to boring or not, the former president, Iwata, I think they kind of took his form. He was really goofy, he was like that. So therefore their shows were kind of styled like that. The people that are in charge now they're not goofy and they're not going to act a certain way to try to force it. That's the last thing that you want. You don't want people acting what they're not, So I think that's really what it comes down to. If the new president was goofy and stuff, they'd probably do more stuff like that. But the new president isn't like that. And the president they had before that, after Iwata passed away, he wasn't like that either. So, I mean, I think that's what it really comes down. Reggie's not there anymore either. It's like Reggie's not there, and Bowser's not like Reggie. You know, he doesn't have that type of.
Yeah.
You know,
we don't even know what Bowser's doing. Reggie seemed a little more just like had more stage presence, I guess, was more out there.
Yeah. So
videos.
they had people that were more like that, but like the people there aren't like that. And I don't want people just to be acting all, you know, goofy and doing weird stuff just because they think that that's what they need to do because other people did it. Then it becomes fake, you know. It's not really authentic. So I don't know. That's just my opinion on it.
I think you can make the I think a better case for the like the OS right now we have for the Switch versus previous systems, or just the Wii U or the Wii U. I think that you can make a better case for that versus their presentations and directs and stuff. Like whether it's there being no music, for example, in the eShop, it resembling more of a web page, or while it's faster, it having less personality, say, than the slower Wii U OS. I think you can make a better case for that than just Nintendo showing you games in a direct or presentation, just more straightforward. Which I do prefer that because
I like
watching the puppets run around for 10 minutes. It's like, all right, what are we playing this year? So
yeah, I think they just evolved out of it and didn't need it. And like OJ said, it wouldn't come from a place of authenticity anymore, so it just feel weird and forced.
Yeah. So I'm fine with their current direction in terms of the way that they're showing us. I mean, half the time now, they just tweet about a game, and that's how they announce it. Even they've done that a couple times. So.
It would be like John yelling Toby Blaster on stream. That would just feel really goofy and weird.
What?
Why would he do that?
Out of nowhere.
What does that mean?
All the stupid stuff.
It means what you want it to mean.
All the stupid stuff that I do on my stream.
That doesn't have to do with Roots, does it?
What?
Roots? Well, I'm not spelling it out so I can get canceled, for Christ's sakes. But
explain it to us, Jesus.
No, I cannot.
we have an up and coming podcast. Our GT needs to be not canceled.
Yes.
So remind him of that every now and again.
Somebody, Alfred got it.
Okay, let me make it. It'd be like John trying to act like Kai.
What is it from? What is it from? That was
it's
like
from Naruto.
Okay, there we go.
Come on, man.
John acting like Kai Cenat would be crazy.
Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be totally unauthentic.
Start screaming and like just
Wait,
jumping around.
Or like
That's
John
not a
acting
bad
like
idea.
Speed.
Though.
Like
That's
John
true.
acting like Speed. You know, like why would it be so forced?
You can start barking, John. That's what you have to do. That's how we change up the Spawncast.
Sounds like the April Fool's episode we got coming. That'd be good. Plan it for next year.
That sounds like a good idea. I'd watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't miss an open goal. So
Wow. Hit him with it.
No, the call out.
That charity soccer game actually was kind of interesting.
Bend yourself over and just lick that tip, John.
What? I said I wouldn't miss the. No, okay.
I know, because you gotta suck yourself off. That's what I tell people.
Hey, soccer's a sport I can actually play. I can't play much else. I can do soccer.
I hope you guys are gonna go into the comment section and trash RGT for saying what he just said right now. That's so rude. So rude.
They asked me today if like I hate John, and I'm like, what? And they're like, well, you're mean to him sometimes. It's
so
like, bro,
rude.
if that's how I communicate with friends. That's how I communicate with family. If I do not communicate with you, then I don't like you.
Exactly.
But people don't get that.
Hey, bring the soccer ball out to too many games. It's okay. We got it.
I cannot play soccer.
I'll need to get me a.
You look like a soccer person, Josie.
I am so like I can play a lot of I'm adaptable. I can play a lot of sports, but any feet sports I cannot play.
Feet sports.
I'm just not. I'm not coordinated like that.
She's got to keep her feet in check.
Wait a minute.
For the Patreon.
You play volleyball. You have to move your feet in volleyball. You can. You just
no,
need somebody
I
to teach
can
you.
move my feet, but I'm not as athletic with that.
Oh, okay.
Like I can run. I just can't. I'm not a feet sport girl.
If she was playing football, she wouldn't be the kicker.
Exactly. Jordan gets it. That's why I
volleyball, you got the hand-eye coordination.
What
I wish we still
Josie
had
in
the
football?
soundboard for that. That would have been great.
football. I would mess up a tight end.
Tight end?
Can we get the soundboard back, please?
What?
I would. I can catch a football pretty good.
Okay.
Why not receiver? You're kind of small.
Have a little faith, OJ.
Go in the slot.
Although working in the fields.
John, do you really think you have 2,100 people on Twitter watching this right now? Because I highly doubt that. I saw that.
The Twitter numbers?
Yeah, I'm looking at the 4,300 because I just went into the chat to comment and it was like 2.3 thousand. I'm like, wait, why does it say 4.3 on this thing? And
it's because anyone that scrolls past it gets counted as a number so that when they tell advertisers who's watching what, it seems bigger.
Interesting. I'm sure John doesn't do that though, does he?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
We have the live viewers at the top.
Yes, we have 2,100 on YouTube, but we also have 2,100 on Twitter because I'm sure there are 2,100 people just sitting at 2,200 now, just sitting there on their Twitter feed watching every second.
No, that's just how StreamYards counts it. It's just the people who scroll past it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's just the way because it's like it's X or Twitter, whatever X. Their API. This is just the way StreamYard
impressions or something.
They don't for some reason because I think it's because it's still kind of new for them. The live streaming stuff for video, it doesn't count live viewers versus impressions correctly and send it to the other websites.
So I think that's why those X videos. Gotcha.
Yes. Yep. I do more X videos, Sean. Let me
Patreon. Check it out.
Hey, there it is. Let's talk about Sony as they had a new patent. Okay, this is a funny one because the patent essentially describes the idea of having AI assess a situation and help you play a game, basically. Also, being able to play maybe if you've paused the game or if you're away from it, as in you could leave, go to work, go to school, and it will beat part of the game. So when you get back, you'll be past that really difficult boss in Dark Souls 5 or something. And I'm not really sure how people look at that and feel because that seems like the complete opposite of just video games being an interactive medium where an AI just will help you through a level or even just do it completely for you.
I feel like we've kind of been here before with Stadia. Wasn't there a patent with Stadia where it was going to learn how you play games so that it would then use AI to play the game for you so it could make the actions you might make before you make them so that you don't feel the latency issue?
It was predictable and pressing. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that was about you guys, but I love when I pay $70 that I can watch a movie. The game play itself for me and I could feel like I did something when I see all the trophies unlocked and I'm like, wow, I did this.
I'm going to be the adult here for once.
No, you're not.
I am. And I'm going to say that maybe they're doing this for disabled people. People with disabilities. Okay. Maybe they can't use, they can't use a standard controller. Maybe they can't use a special controller. They still want to be able to experience the game. Maybe it's something like that.
Partially. Marketplaces, though, right now, they still continue to lean towards mobile games. And there's a lot of mobile games that people are getting that are idlers, which is that you play a game by not really playing the game. They could be trying to pull new people in by allowing people who are like, I want to enjoy this game, but I don't want to actually put effort into it to be able to enjoy it. I don't know.
How do you enjoy it, though? Like, what do you...
I'll ask my cousin the next time I see him, but he's moved almost entirely away from all the games he plays, and he just has idlers.
Really? Just mobile phone stuff?
Weird as hell. Yeah.
I think with this, though, I think it's Sony's been really good at the the accessibility stuff. So I would, if somebody sucks at a game or something, they can't beat it. Why not? I mean, it'll be optional, so whatever.
I wonder how that will impact trophies, though, because I know people get real anal about like trophies. Like, do you get a trophy for doing that?
Absolutely.
Participation trophy.
Interesting. That's a good question, Sean. Is there like a trophy with like a little star next to it that's like the AI did this or something?
Nope.
Right.
Because trophy
asterisk.
I'm not allowed to talk about trophies. Never mind. I will not say anything about trophies. Don't want to
about to roll up a platinum for Stellar Blade.
Have people try to fight me over trophies. So
now you got to get it in Stellar Blade just to spite people.
I got a lot of DMs after that episode, so I will never be saying something like that again.
Yeah, that was bad, Josie. I don't know why you said that.
Well, I was joking.
No, you can't joke. You
joking on the internet.
This is very serious.
Jordan, he comes at people for doing trophies, and I was like, "Oh, it shows commitment. That's the type of guy you want, right?" And then I got like,
"No, wait a minute. No, hold up. That's not how it went down." Josie, you said I'd be impressed. You were making it seem like you were like, "Oh, that's good." You made it seem a bit different. That's why people were like, "Wait a minute, hold up, I got a chance."
Okay,
but people,
it was all a joke.
It was a joke though. It was 100% joke though. Like we all knew.
I thought we were both joking, so I was.
We were joking. We were, but no. Somebody wants to kick my ass, and people are trying to go out on dates with you.
Truly, the amount of DMs I got was insane, and it was like an instant. And I was like, "What are we doing?"
Percentage of feet.
Well,
yeah.
I'm picturing games like we were doing the after show for Direct Xbox. Someone brought up Final Fantasy X, and I think about the Thunder Plains where you got to dodge 200 times, and I'm thinking, well, you could just have the AI do it for you while you're out for to get some food or something. And it's like that seems like it would have saved me a lot of time doing that, but then at the same time, it just, I don't know, it kind of takes away some of that. Some experience then, but if it is mostly just them researching and creating patents for accessibility, then I feel like that does make sense to it, for that.
It could.
So that's a good.
Weren't there pictures back in the day though of people putting like rubber bands on their controllers to get some achievements and trophies
for steps?
Gran
for
Turismo.
Example.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo was a good one.
Endurance
yeah. There were endurance races I know in I think it was in Forza where you could hire racers to do it. And technically, that's having the AI do it for you. But there are people who are thinking, I don't want to do a race that's going to take hours and hours and hours. I'll just hire a racer and play sim for a little bit and do that. But I guess in that regard, it's like, well, yeah, you can just get past it and they'll figure out the trophies. They have to. I feel like these Microsoft and Sony have to look at their achievements and revamp achievements and trophies at some point anyway. So maybe they'll work something out with that and. Their big push for AI, which is coming up. So look out for that next gen. AI everywhere.
You know when you're like playing a game though, when you're a kid and it's like a really hard level, so you're like give the controller to your dad or something, and then they'll do it for you. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting from this.
AIs are now all of our dads.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I do want to bring this up, Evan, again. You said they play an idler game. Can you say what that is again?
It's the only element of the game is you like build a team or something to then go, all right, I want to go through these missions, and you set that they're going to go through those missions, and you can watch it or you can turn it off and then go to other things and it'll just run in the background.
That's it.
I just saw runs. This meme that Evan said. It's hilarious. Sorry, the Stellar Blade stuff.
The Stellar Blade meme. It's so good.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so that's cell phones. But there was a Disgaea game that came out recently on the Switch that kind of did the same thing. That's how I played it. Yeah, I got to a point in it where I would set the AI to complete missions certain ways. I would leave the system on so it wouldn't go to standby, turn off all my monitors, and go to sleep and wake up at level whatever 100 something it was, and then cycle back to 0 so I could do it again with more stats.
Okay,
I think
it's just that
Xeno 2 has a system like that too, with the blades. Just leave it on and send them out on missions and just do stuff.
Idly stuff.
Yeah, that's like, but like we had that with Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, where you'd send your characters off and they would do jobs and come back with like rewards and things. I get that, but the idea that the whole game is just waiting basically is
some of them you can watch what's happening and occasionally hit a button to be like, let me use my super, but then you don't have to. You can just let it do it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe we'll have AI co-pilots here soon. Let me see. I had over on Discord, Will Kinney asked, how is the Logitech G Cloud still on the market, and how many units do you think they've sold?
I own one. You know who loves that? Brett. Brett loves that thing.
Really?
He uses it for his Xbox all the time.
Ah, interesting. Like just like remote play with it?
Yeah. Because like he's got kids and stuff. So like the kids will be watching the main TV or something. He's, watching them because they're young kids. So yeah. But I have one. I used it maybe 5 times, and it's been sitting on a end table since.
I feel like we just have, at least for me anyway, products I prefer to use over that now. Like, I don't know, we have the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, those are native experiences. But even when it comes to streaming, I kind of feel like the PlayStation Portal is what I'd use over most, unless I absolutely need it. I guess if it's an Xbox game then, but at that point, you just do ROG Ally and Game Pass. So, I don't know. Oh, Sean, this might have been for you. This was from Suburba Barboy, who said, which Pet Shop Boys album is your favorite?
I really only know West End Girls. I never really looked deep into their catalog, but that song is so good. Like that's a really good song.
Told you it was a Sean question.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I have one here also from Medallion, who
He's
asks,
in chat.
Oh, hi, Medallion. It says,
who's playing a game?
I think it's OJ with Stellar Blade.
Yeah. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah,
I know it's the
Clanging of
block getting it
steel.
right. Yeah,
You guys can actually hear the game, or just me pressing?
No, I can hear
when you
the
counters or whatever.
Oh, okay. I'll turn off my mic. Sorry, or the button.
Medallion says, do you or any of the other Spawncast members consider yourselves journalists, game journalists, or perform essentially the same or similar role under a different name? I'm only asking because I've had pushback from some people who think that YouTubers like yourselves who talk about gaming news essentially is the same thing because you have influence as YouTubers. I say you cannot be a journalist and what it means to be one if you don't study and go to school for journalism. So essentially, do you or any of the Spawncast members journal? Okay.
That's not, I mean, I don't think it's as black and white as that makes it out to be, which is perfect for my video tomorrow where I yell for 18 minutes about video game culture war. Anyways, I feel like there's a lot of nuance in it because at one point in time, like I was running Nintendo Enthusiast and I didn't go to school for journalism or anything like that. I learned as I went along, like what was acceptable and what wasn't acceptable. I don't necessarily consider myself a journalist, but during my little brouhaha a couple weeks ago, someone that I respect that is a journalist did tell me that he views me as a journalist. So I kind of did some self-reflecting on that. And, you know, maybe to some degree I am. But I always just feel like at the end of the day, I'm just a dude with an opinion and a camera and a microphone. And if like people want to take away that I'm a journalist, like they can. I'm not going to tell people how to feel. But like I don't like to portray myself as one because I feel like this might get me in trouble. I feel like there is a bit of like almost like some journalists like look down on YouTubers, especially ones that are primarily website stuff and don't do anything with YouTube. And that's something that's been around in the sphere for like a very, very long time. I actually made videos about this years ago with my problems with journalists like Kotaku and IGN, like probably like 4 or 5 years ago. You could find them on the channel because I do feel like there is a bit of they're just a YouTuber sort of mindset with it. And so I would rather be the underdog than the person on top. That's just how I kind of live my life. But no, I don't really consider myself a journalist. But if somebody told me I was, like, I would listen to them.
Yeah, I've seen this whole journalist versus YouTuber thing, and it's interesting for sure because some of them do kind of look down on YouTubers because whether it's clickbait or whatever the case is. But I don't know, interesting. I don't think it matters, and I think in today's day, I don't think it really matters. Like just make whatever content you want to make and people will judge it based off of that, Right.
And like, I don't think that anyone has a real definitive answer for that either. I mean, obviously when you look at journalists, they kind of, for lack of a better term, they travel in packs. Look at the big events, look at the big company events. You always see the same faces at these sort of events. So I don't know why there's sort of a disconnect. I guess maybe because of ideologies or stuff like that. I don't really know what it is, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man.
I know why there is. You don't know why? I think you know why.
I know. I made videos on it.
So, I mean, we all know why. I mean, listen, guys. You guys know.
I just want someone else to say it for once. Jesus.
Listen, there used to be a time when websites got all the attention and all the coverage and all that, and it's not that anymore. So some maybe take it a little bit harder than others. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, Jeff Kelly needs to slide the invite over to you, Sean. So
yeah, John, they would fucking probably try to kill me there. Well, no, because none of them would actually do anything. But
I roll with your cheetah pants and everything.
I'd be the odd man out. I'd just be hanging out by myself, which is fine. That's how I want to be, anyway.
Now they let you bring somebody. You can take someone with you.
Bring a hooker. Just make
gosh, I knew I was going to that
direction. Bring my grandma and just have her yell at everyone. You been nice to my grandson, you son of a bitch! Hit him with a wooden spoon.
So I feel like though journalists are like, I feel like you guys are commentators, unless you like claim the journalism thing. Like you can make a commentary thing about your feelings on it, and journalism is more, I guess, objective and fact-based, I feel, right?
Not always, but a lot of the times
it should be, right?
It should be, but it isn't always.
Right, yeah, I think you're 100% right on that. It's been muddied. Opinions.
No, absolutely.
Opinions are now classified as news and stuff like that, and it's a very sort of like slippery slope when it comes to stuff like that, because especially when you work for like a website, because let's say that whoever reviews a game at IGN, let's say they give it a lower score than people were expecting, because everyone's hell-bent on numerical scores nowadays. Does it come back to the person more, or does it come back to the website more? So like these opinion pieces that are still put on these big websites, people kind of have that connection of the opinion, not necessarily to the individual, but to the website itself. Whereas with a YouTuber, especially if they're a single entity, like that's obviously their opinion on a subject. It's no one else's opinion. And I mean, some of the things that we've all done have been somewhat considered journalistic. Like when Sega had me be one of the channels that announced the games that were coming to the Genesis Mini. Like that was just me providing information that Sega gave me. So I guess in that aspect, that is more of a journalistic side of things. But then, most of the stuff is just kind of opinion based, but the opinions and the facts, now they've been very muddied.
Yeah, I feel like when we see journalists for other industries, whether it's like sports, for example, they are heavily opinionated on a lot of the stuff. They'll take like stats and then they'll come to conclusions of should they be traded, benched, or whatever for these different players, or how are they going to get under the salary cap? Here are the players they should try to get. This is why. Those are things that come up and kind of has more personality in it. But then I also see a lot of the time, like for example, we just talked about all those like Switch 2 rumors, and basically every website had it, but it was basically them just reposting whatever was said there without too much input on it. It was just, we're just going to grab this stuff, brew it over here via this place. And that was kind of it. And I guess that could be, I mean, if they turn that into a video, are they then YouTubers at that point? I don't know. So
well, even going back to your sports analogy, look at the most popular sports people. Are they fact-based or opinion-based?
Well, it's like a hybrid blend. It's like it's
they
a
have
hybrid.
stats, but they definitely have their personality and opinion.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. It's the personality. The personality.
But they also have access. They also have access to the thing they're talking about, which seems to be kind of the main element. Is that you're going to look into, interview, talk to people from it, rather than just sit on the outside, hear a thing, and go, "Guess what? I have an opinion on that." And we've talked to people from the industry. Like it just happens. So we do get information from people. We do put it out there. We do like actually that side of the journalism thing as a whole. So I mean, it's kind of like it.
I feel like if you're going out there and you're like investigating, like I feel like Mudahar sometimes toes that line of like being a journalistic guy sometimes, just because he like will take a story, dive really far deep into it, try to get all the perspectives. And I think like that's just not something that all of us do. Like obviously me, I don't even usually talk about news, but like mine is entirely opinion based.
No,
and
you're
I just
the
think
journalist here.
But I think that's what makes it interesting, at least like in my stance. So I don't know. And like for RGT, like when I would watch your videos, like before this whole, when I was like not creating and stuff, it was
Shouldn't
like
watch any of them now.
I know, right? Past tense.
no. But when I would watch them, it was just like, this is this guy's opinion on what's happening, but it wasn't like you had this holistic thing of this is what's going on. This is the talk. This is what people are saying. This is my thoughts, but here's like 7 other people's thoughts.
Here's the statement from the source. All that
Yeah. Stuff. Yeah. And I feel like that's journalism, but yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting question. I feel like the lines are getting blurred though. And I see people from different publications and who are journalists there. They just pop up on YouTube, run their own thing, do a lot of it through video, and it works out for them. So
commentary videos pop off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of the current event stuff. Yeah.
Blurred lines.
I am not a journalist.
He got in trouble. The blurred lines guy.
Yeah, that song was yeah.
He got in trouble for the song. He got in trouble for like touching women and stuff.
Oh, what are you guys talking about?
The blurred lines song.
Really? I liked that song.
I
mean, I was like a kid, but I just remember that Robin Thicke or something.
Robin Thicke.
You know you want it. Ooh, you know you want like
that's crazy. I used to sing that as like a.
Well, you know who his
no idea
dad
what you guys are talking about.
Yes, you would know the song if you heard it. You know who his dad was? Robin Thicke. Show me that smile again from Growing Pains.
Yeah, we know you're old.
Smile.
Okay, so Jordan, not a journalist.
No, can't say I am.
Okay.
A documentarian.
A humanitarian.
Mm-hmm.
All around good guy.
Survivor journalist, maybe. That was like a whole package.
He's a survivor.
I know a lot of things about useless things, you know?
It's the best stuff. I mean, that's what fucking A. We all know shit about video games. Like,
you know, I can't.
Really useful.
I may not be able to do like high advanced like mathematics, but if you ask me about Survivor or Spyro or any cartoon from the last 30 years, I can sit and talk about it.
I think that's more profitable than high advanced mathematics, at least in like our realm.
Do you know your calculus?
Me?
Oh
no, I've never passed
Can you get a derivative, OJ?
No, I'm terrible at math. I know stats, but that's about it. That's about as far as I go.
That's interesting because it says you plus me equals us.
The closest I ever got to any journalist stuff is anything I've done with Spyro in the past. That's the closest I've got with anything.
Yeah, because you talk to developers and stuff for that, right?
Yeah. I still do, but now I just keep things to myself.
This one was from Game Bro Advance. It says, besides Pokemon, what Game Boy Color games still hold up today?
Metal Gear Solid or Ghost Babel, if you'd rather call it that.
Okay. Interesting.
Mario Land 2 holds up really well.
Game Boy Color. Game Boy
Is
Color.
that not color?
No.
Mission Impossible Second.
You say Mario Deluxe.
You can use Mission Impossible as a TV remote. That's always fun.
Perfect Dark was pretty decent on it.
I think Mario Tennis is still fun. You can play Mario Tennis. It's a good time. 10 asks, what's more likely, another Mega Man collection or a new sequel?
Probably a skin in a Capcom game.
How about neither?
New game.
What's more likely? Probably a new game because I don't know what else they do in a collection. I don't know if they're going to touch Legends. So I guess the most likely thing would be like Mega Man 12
or new Battle Network.
It could be a new Battle Network. You're right. They could do that.
I'm down for that.
Sure.
The Battle Network did really good. They were like shocked.
Yeah, now is when I believe they start working on the next Battle Network game. I can't imagine Capcom had that foresight. I think they were a little surprised. So
like, it sold 1 million units in like a week. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I feel like now they're going to start working on it, but like for what could be what would be the next thing up? Probably a Mega Man 12 or so. They probably won't even do anything with X. It'll probably just be Mega Man 12. I mean, I'd love a Legends collection. I think that'd be awesome. So, but I don't know if they're going to do that. Don't know. Let's see. HD says, I'm very confused what's happening to the cast, John. Technically nothing.
He doesn't even know. Haven't you been paying
Hey,
attention?
I'm here. You're here. Sean's kind of here.
I am finishing
spirit
editing stuff. I wasn't even planning on coming on here. I saw Jordan was on. I was like, well, let me come on for a bit.
Wow. Jordan pulled him in. Jordan pulling in everybody.
Come on,
I have to do my part.
Sicilian Gamer says, Rip Spawncast, Dreamcast guy's mattress he sleeps on in the closet, and RGT's salvage title busted Mercedes sacrifice for this. F in the chat.
It wasn't a salvage title. I got it's Cars for Kids. Shout outs to Cars for Kids because no, they were good. They got a lot of money for that non-running vehicle, which I got to write off on my taxes. And I bought another car, put a new exhaust on it, and it's fucking badass. And now I was going to show you, but now I'm not.
Okay.
I'll show you, Jordan.
Let me go.
Okay.
Adam Murray says, no matter how Spawncast is going to be in the future, I always support this podcast. Keep it up, and yeah, y'all triggered by OJ's joke. he broke out the shit and everything.
Had to.
Lemon Star says, so happy Jordan Fringe is back. You are a national treasure. Love this energy on this podcast.
I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words. Happy to be back.
Were there any good Pokemon card pulls over there, Jordan? That happened?
Yeah, I've been doing plenty of card opening over my sabbatical, I guess we'll call it, right? Yeah, I don't know, nothing like super crazy, but like good amount of stuff from the new sets. I've been just mainly playing Pokemon Go and walking a lot.
Oh, good. Okay.
So
good
that's all I do now. If you're asking any games I've been playing, I've put 2 hours into Rebirth and I've put 1 million hours into walking and playing Pokemon Go. So that's my gaming history the last several months.
Well, Future Millionaire says, Jordan, you're the movie TV guy this show needs. Thoughts on Fallout? Any news at all on a possible BioShock show or movie?
Ooh, I have like 900 shows I'm like behind on getting through, so I haven't started Fallout yet, but I am looking forward to watching it. I did remember there was supposed to be something in like very early talks, pre-production, like not officially happening, might officially be happening, or is supposed to be a movie or could be a show. I feel like there is something, but I don't know. I think it could be cool. I think a cool show would be pretty fun. If Fallout is successful and people like it, why not? Give BioShock a chance. There could be something there good.
I finally watched Fallout. It was awesome. I was like very pleasantly surprised. Like it was really, really good.
Worth it?
Hey?
Yeah, I've been really burnt out on like shows lately, and it was great actually.
I think Josie, remember when we were first watching it and we were like, watch it all, you're gonna love it. Sorry about that, Jordan. Go ahead.
That's what I was.
No, I was saying, like, speaking of journalistic things, I remember like hearing during the production of that how much of a nightmare production this was, how much money was spent, how many problems there are with shooting, how many issues happened on set, and it seemed like it was going to be a nightmare, and that's why it took forever to come out. There was so many things happening that stopped the show. It made there's so much stress behind the scenes, but it seems like everything really came together. If the show is getting pretty wide appraise, I don't think I've heard anyone really say anything too bad about it. At worst, I've heard it's like, it's pretty good. Like that's the worst thing I've heard is someone say it's pretty good.
I think that the only part, I guess I could say it would be like more of a negative, is it takes a little longer to get going than I would have liked. Like it's episode 3, I think, is where it really hooks you and gets moving. So just you got to go through the first couple episodes to establish everyone's like story.
Yeah, but that buildup is good, like very good. I was very shocked. I've been despising the shows lately. That was good.
Are you thinking about the Fallout game now?
You know what? I actually did sort of want to. I haven't played Fallout really.
Okay.
So maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, honestly, you could start with any of them really, but like Fallout 4 is pretty current technically in terms of the combat and stuff. But New Vegas is good as well.
I heard that actually. All the Fallout 4 copies are like physical copies are like gone now.
Yeah, they all sold out.
Yeah.
There was an update to the game. Was it just on PC that update?
No,
it was on consoles.
It was on everything, and it just broke everyone's mods that they had for it.
Yeah,
mods got messed up, but what they did on the consoles is they raised the frame rate 60, on like the newer systems now, and
Okay.
apparently they did some updates to textures and stuff, but it still very much looks like a game from 2015. It just runs really well now. So
how's that game? I remember waiting so long for that game, and I was like, "Where's it going to be?" All this, and it's 9 years old now. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It is. Yep. 9 years.
I think the game always ran at 60 though, on the Xbox Series X, like through the backwards compat thing. I think so. That's from what I understand.
Has there been a recent Fallout? Or is 4 the most
76.
recent?
76.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That's gotten better, but it is online. It is always
online. I see a lot of people playing that. If they're not playing 4, they're playing 76 now.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
they got 1 million people signed in the other day on that game.
That's what a comeback story for no reason.
I even downloaded, installed it, and I was playing it the other day too. So
was it fun?
It's you know what? It's Fallout, but it is like I will just run around and someone ran by me, stopped, turned around, and just dropped a bunch of cool gear on the ground and left. So I don't know if people in that game are just nice or something, but it was very weird compared to just about every other online interaction I've ever had. So
they've just been hoarding gear, and now
they might have been running through them like, someone's playing this game.
Oh my god, new players! Take stuff. Don't leave.
Hold on, let me get the ATM. Stay right there. It's like
I might try out the next gen update for Fallout 4. I might check it out.
They get rid of the building stuff.
No, it's still there. That's still there. You do that in the first 2 hours of the game.
I'm well aware. That's when I turned the game off. I was like, thank you.
I put about 50 hours
building a match made in hell.
I don't care for that.
You would like the opening to the game though, Josie, like in Fallout 4, because it kind of plays into the idea of starting off where there's civilization and then it going into
honestly, I think Josie would hate this game, honestly, because
Fallout 4.
Yeah, there's too much RPG and it's too slow.
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, I've got that TikTok brain. Just kidding.
Well, no, Josie doesn't like
me.
She's not an RPG person, and this, this game it has. It's
4 is the lightest.
Yeah, but Josie doesn't like.
Yeah, maybe I'm not a Fallout girl then.
Yeah, she doesn't like deep RPGs like Fallout. I mean, yes, it's lighter than let's say the other Fallout games or Fallout 3, but it's still a lot of talking, a lot of slow paced stuff.
Well, here's the good news: it's in Game Pass, so you can just download it, Josie, and put an hour into it and see what happens.
Okay,
it's all the Fallouts are in Game Pass.
Okay,
so
that's cool. Okay, well then I will do that.
And they all run at 60 frames per second now on the Xbox Series. So it's good experience to try them out, see what you think.
Even the Series S.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, hey, Josie will tell us.
We'll see.
There you go. Urban said, "Oh, this is actually a good question for Sean." Urban says, "Any suggestions on where I can sell my game collection? A lot of Pokemon games system. I'm having a baby. I need to make space for the baby stuff." Sean has sold his collection somewhat recently.
Jordan Fringe, the Pokemaster. He'll buy it all.
Depends on what you got. What kind of Pokemon games you got? The boxes.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
That's all I'm saying. You got some with the boxes. We can talk.
Okay, well, if you have those, otherwise, you sold yours to Phoenix Resale, Sean, your whole collection, a whole lot, right?
Yeah, if you want to sell a bunch of stuff, you can go the individual route and get more money. Your eBay, Facebook Marketplace, even Craigslist to some extent. But if you just want a quick sale, or if you got a local independent video game store near you, I would try them as well. They're always, I shouldn't say always, but they usually are buying inventory and stuff like that, better stuff to have. And, Pokemon's fast mover stuff. So
this is from Sokar. Says, my assumption is Nintendo would provide dimensions in the box was for the feel of material, etc. I mean, they probably did. I just like to assume that they were give you 20 seconds to feel around in a box and come up with it yourself. Casual Noob Gamer says, Nintendo asking to put your hand in the popcorn bucket. Thanks, Casual Noob Gamer. Look out as Jack says, Jordan has come back to revive the podcast. Common Fringe W.
When the call was there, I had to answer,
Those Pokemon games still have good value if they got the boxes,
yes.
Jordan?
Yes, very much so. The box, the games themselves, surprisingly, still hold a very large value. But if you have a good condition box, you have everything with it, you're talking decent money for what they are. So,
wow. Okay. Mr. One Up says, for the Switch magnets, I can see them doing the same way Samsung uses magnets for their tablet cases, where they're pins to secure it when it connects. Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that for their cases, see how that works.
Yeah, a lot of tech has moved magnet-esque, like Apple uses it for a lot of their stuff too.
Has a nice snap, so like when it gets close, it just clicks in. So
I like it.
Minato Mario says, according to Koizumi, Nintendo first concept was using magnets for Joy-Cons to stick on Switch, but it falls off easily, so they went with rails. Well, that would have been like 2014, 2015 they were working on that probably. So it's been about 10 years. So I guess maybe tech has advanced a little bit. This is from A14. Big donation said, OJ is one of my top 3 YouTubers. No doubt about it. His jokes are fun, even though he endures almost all of his live streaming stupid, racist, dragging, dull people with respect, just banning them. Anyway, OJ, thanks for producing fantastic gaming content.
Yeah. People think I get upset when people are racist. I'm like, bro, you guys don't know how old I am. Like, I was like civil rights movement and shit. So like, like racist stuff in today, that don't make me upset. I'm good.
Shout out to A14. It's from Sly Riot. Says Joy-Con magnets probably mean no Hall effect sticks. Oh yeah, that actually would probably might affect it. I don't know. We'll see what the final Joy-Con looks like the next.
I don't know about that. Nintendo patented a Hall effect before, so I don't know about that.
I wouldn't mind seeing them do a Hall effect joystick. That'd be nice.
They gotta fix those sticks.
Yeah, stick drift. I feel like is something they're probably working around.
I literally have bought 3 different Pro controllers because they always get stick drift. And granted, it's been like years that I have each of these things, but it's just such a pain in the butt.
I've had it with two Joy-Con so far, a right and a left Joy-Con. So it's happened to both.
I had it. My launch pair, I had it, but I haven't had any other pair.
Maybe I'm just.
You ever get like where a button just like doesn't respond well?
Yes. Yeah, I had that happen with I think that was also a right Joy-Con. I believe it was the Y. The Y button. Yeah, that would stop work. For some reason, you have to hit it extra hard. And I opened it up and like the piece like on the board where you press down, just it was not clicking down correctly. So it was very weird. Blue Knight says, John, you're the Cronkite of gaming news and your content is appreciated and needed. Same for the rest of the Spawncast associates. Your content has helped me through some hard times. Thank you. Shout out to Blue Knight 07. And Anonymous says, Nintendo, stick your hand in my box, feel around. Do you like what I feel? Can you find the trigger? Yeah, not weird at all, Nintendo. Elf Boy says, what's your all-time favorite butt in video games?
Favorite butt?
Wasn't there this conversation around the Fallout show? Because apparently the actress they cast, like, her butt wasn't as big as the model in the game. That was an issue on Twitter.
Something like that.
It was crazy. I was like,
we
wow.
Are first world.
Twitter has a lot of interesting issues.
Are you talking about Fallout,
they work through.
Yeah, the show.
Her butt wasn't as big in the game.
No. The game Avatar, her butt was bigger than the actress, I guess. And so they wanted to CGI her butt.
Oh, no, just some dumbass did that on Twitter. Just like, I fixed it for you. Yeah, it was just some idiot being an idiot.
Release the butt cut.
What, Cammy, right?
Horrendous people
Cammy
on Twitter.
Cammy, Quiet. Didn't Solid Snake in in Brawl? Didn't he have a fucking badonkadon? I remember he had
trying to sneak around, but the clap of his ass was keep alerting the guards. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Snake had a big ass.
It wasn't that big. It was just not flat.
I mean, it was very toned. It
wasn't Snake like cake. Some big old like BBL or something like that, bro. Making it seem as though it was like Megan Thee Stallion back there or something.
Tim Allen asks, RGT, will the Bucks win the series versus Pacers?
You better pull out some candles and start a ritual to pray that Lillard's ankle heals and Giannis comes back. Because if not, y'all are fucked. We'll see the Pacers in the second round.
It's from Perfect Image. Says, question for you guys. Does engine matter for 60 FPS? That sounds like an MVG question.
What happened to him? He was supposed to be here.
He was supposed to be here.
He
I don't know.
probably
I
fell
sent a
asleep
message.
after the early bird dinner.
Yeah. The elderly man.
Bro, don't make fun. Hey, look, I like those early. I'm starting to get those, so stop.
4:30 at the Denny's.
Oh.
Gets a sizzling steak and eggs.
That stuff's good, bro. In today's
all of a
economy,
sudden
you need to
appear
save
now.
all that you need to save all that you can save in today's economy, bro.
That's rough. I unfortunately I'm not 100% sure if the engine matters. I know some engines are more taxing than others, but that seems like an MVG question.
Feels more like a company thing because we've seen companies produce games on the same engine where some can hit good frame and some can't.
Sure.
So it's...
Stray Dog, new member. Shout out Stray Dog. Derek says, thanks for keeping the weekly Spawncast format. It's been a highlight of my Saturdays for the past 5 years. Spawncast forever. Oh, and then Sean Fishfan asks, RGT Gma update and any good eats this week. Also, are you the new Nate the Hate based on your lack of camera action tonight after show tonight?
We did an earlier stream because I didn't even know that this show was going to happen today. And then people told me updates that I did not catch because I was actually at my grandma's house today. She's good. I'm trying to convince her to get this spot on her car fixed, and it's going to cost more than she would want to spend. So I told her it was less and I was just going to pay the guy more, but she's still thinking about it. But yeah, we had pasta, chicken wings, fries, pizza. She got me a black and white cookie as well. So I brought it all home with me because I don't eat lunch usually. I don't usually eat till 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Casual Noob says, am I hallucinating? I see Jesus. Well, Sean had that up for a while and he's jumping around.
There's a shocked woman now.
Yeah. Okay. Hellman says, thank you for listening to the fans and keeping this weekly. I look forward to this every weekend and appreciate all your efforts. But for the love of Christy, add the intro music back. Well, we figured out how to add music to the show. Because...
Oh my gosh, I have the best sound effect. Let me play it.
Okay, go ahead, play it.
Oh my god, wait. Oh no. It doesn't work. What?
No,
because we're not in the game and talk one. Ah.
Oh, it's not here. It doesn't work here.
No, because we're not in the right format.
Oh, they added the Wii Shop music.
Yeah, I don't think any of it's here though.
Oh.
It's all on Game and Talk, and I don't know if I put this on the different brand, if it's gonna screw everything up.
We figured out how to add music though for people asking, and we can play it at will. So
and we can put sound effects in.
And sound effects. There you go. See, we can just have music going.
Smooth.
Very
right?
Smooth. How about a little night driving?
Oh, very nice.
Thanks for listening to SPWN.
Smooth jazz all night long.
You can talk.
And Casual Noob says, I like trophies. Wait, Josie, I have a chance? Question mark.
No, sorry, Doug.
Thanks, Casual. And I like this game with a super sticker. Okay, let me you know what, we're just gonna go over now to the Stellar Blade stuff. OJ has played Stellar Blade, he's playing it tonight, he's playing it now. He's checking it right now. Sean, are you getting it? Did you pick it up?
I am getting it. I haven't got it yet. I might actually get it tomorrow, depending on my mood after the next game.
Okay. Yeah, don't drive angry.
I'll get it during. No, I would just get it digital. I buy most of my PlayStation stuff digitally, honestly.
Oh, well, in that case, why don't you just buy it before you go to bed and let it? I mean, honestly, the game's only 30 gigabytes. Like it actually downloads pretty quick. Yeah, it's fine. Not. Yeah, I know we're in this age where we're like, it's probably like 100 gigabytes. Just I'll get it now and then it'll be ready later on. But it's 30 gigabytes, so it actually moved pretty quick on the PS5. Okay, so you're gonna get it probably tomorrow. Jordan's been playing Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Evan might get it when it comes to PC someday if it does. I don't know if you were interested in this one, Josie, or not.
Just not a game for me, I don't think. Seems cool though.
Okay,
right.
So
not supporting your fellow women characters. I see you.
I'll tell you what. We'll ask Josie about the discourse on Twitter because it's talking about our play. Go ahead, OJ. What are What are your thoughts so far on Stellar Blade? I've played 3 hours of it so far.
I heard Guile's theme for a second.
Guile's theme's playing.
It is ruining
John's microphone got destroyed.
That was great. Now I know how to shut John up.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm about like 6-7 hours maybe into the game. And I really like it. Like I really like it. It's completely freaking jank at times, and that's part of the charm. Good fun combat. It's kind of like Souls, Sekiro, God of War, Horizon. Kind of has like a mix of lots of stuff. And I really enjoy it. I think Eve's a cool character. I mean, the story's kind of weak, but everything else is really good for the most part.
I haven't had any interest in the story, actually, as bad as that sounds. Everything they've shown, I'm like, I guess.
The story's weak. The story's weak, but it makes up for it with like the upgrades and the combat and like all the other cool stuff that she can do. So, I mean, it's not anything that's like too like innovative, but it puts together, like I said, a lot of different games that you might have played, like Horizon or like God of War, like I said, like Sekiro. It's got a cool parry system in there. It's got like a little bit of Souls elements as well. I hear some people saying Bayonetta, and I'm like, doesn't play like
it's not quite Bayonetta. You could say I think closer to like maybe like a Nier or something like that.
Yeah, Nier, yes. Bayonetta, no. Now there's air combos, yes, but they're like the most jank, stiff air combos ever. So
selling me this game right now, man.
A lot of the fighting is done on the ground. A lot of it is on the ground.
It's grounded, you know.
Carryover from the demo or no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can. I started over because I forgot, so I just want to do the tutorial again. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. You can like equip her like your exosuits, and like you have different outfits to wear, and like you have a bunch of different gear that you can get. You can upgrade your base camp. It's got fast travel. It runs really good. They've got different modes of performance, you know. So if you want to play it at like higher fidelity, maybe not as good as frame rate, they got performance mode in there. They got quality mode in there. So yeah, I enjoy it. It looks good. You know, like I said, not anything too crazy when it comes to like innovation, but just all around fun game, like solid, like 8 out of 10. But some people might like it a lot more. So me, I like it a lot more. I'm not going to say it's better than like Nier and all these other games, but to me, like in terms of PlayStation 5 exclusive, right now it's probably like my favorite one, or like definitely like right up there with one, like, you know,
I was a little
I
was a little confused with the demo thing because I technically started it on the other PS5 that I didn't have the demo completed on.
You got two PS5s there?
I have that slim one. Didn't you see the video where I opened it up and everything?
I don't watch your videos. You know that.
You say that, and then sometimes you'll say something, and I'm like, I know where you got that from.
No, you're just assuming. The world doesn't revolve around you.
You've told me you watch. You've told me before.
Flex.
My video.
Casual flex.
I have the slim PS5 that I did where I opened it up and everything. Check out the differences for it. So I have that one downstairs. And I started it there. Then I realized, oh wait, the demo's not here, but I had already gone through it. And it's like the demo is just the opening part of the game anyway. So I just redid that. It blasted through because I already had played the demo twice. So that wasn't hard or anything to get through. But it is a lot of the combats on the ground. You have your light and heavy attack. You have the perfect dodge, but the parry I think is easier to hit than the dodge, at least now. But then I looked through the skill tree, and there's all kinds of stuff passively that just makes dodging and parrying just easier. But then a lot of your combos are in there as well, and they have like survival stuff for your beta skills that you get, which are just like your special attacks and moves. But the parrying it is pretty good. Like when you can interrupt your moves with your parry, so you could be in the middle of attacking and parry right away, and it is kind of rhythm based. So there's some of that's Sekiro's in there for that, where you'll start to learn the enemy's cadence for attack, and then you just block 3 or 4 times in a row. And when you block or parry them too much, they'll have basically their own little stagger gauge that kind of breaks, and then you do a bunch of damage to them. Yeah. So the combat is pretty interesting. Like I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. About 2.5 hours past what the demo did. But it looks like there's a lot to still unlock in this game, because they also have equipment for Eve. They have, of course, all the different outfits. That is what people are going over like crazy on Twitter right now. And it seems like there is a lot to customize when it comes to kind of your setup for the game. And there's New Game Plus. So you beat the game, and you go back through it again, and you're like leveling up and getting skill points pretty consistently.
Yeah, and it's got the beta skills, which are cool. Like you hold down the L button and you can press triangle or square or whatever, and like you get like gun weapons and other stuff in the game too. So it's like I said, it's dope. It's it's the right amount of like sauce and jank for me, you know, in terms of like type of games that I like to play. So I mean, it's not perfect, and there's definitely games that are like objectively like better, well rounded out, or less problems, but a better story. But I don't know, I like it a lot. So
my
vibe.
I didn't really read any of the reviews for it. I just but what's the runtime on the game?
30.
People are getting 30 to 40 hours out of this thing first
30
run.
hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's higher than I thought it would be. Okay.
And then you want to do New Game Plus to unlock. There's more stuff you'll unlock in New Game Plus that aren't available in the first run, apparently.
Replay value.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's just a fun game. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of gives that little bit of that essence from the PS2 era, a bit like the good part of it. You know? So,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
or even like the early PS3 era when like single player was still kind of like, you know, a thing, or you get stuff like Bayonetta, like in terms of like the content that you get in the game, you know, or like Vanquish, or just like cool single player games that were just dope to play, man. You don't got to worry about any stupid like online or any type of like always connected or anything. It's just a cool single player game, you know?
Yeah, I thought gamers liked always connected online stuff, that's the future.
That is the future.
Where did you find that image? That is insane.
I find things. I used it in a video because it's in my download. So I've used it on a thumbnail for something.
This is from Austin Powers. Says Cellar Blade's booty does not compare to RGT's. If you know, you know.
Hey, Lord bless me in more ways than one.
I don't know, man. I think this. Are we going to talk about the controversy with this? Or?
Yeah, because you know what's interesting. That's all I've seen on Twitter. Very rarely has anything come across my timeline about this game that is about the game. It's very weird. It's very, very strange to me.
It's so like incelish, man. Like the chick in the game, it's not like she's just normal. I'm sorry, like maybe it's because where I live in California, but many women look similar to this in terms of just shape. So it's not anything very crazy to me. I don't know. People are making it seem as if it's the most craziest thing, and oh my god, it's all super sexualized. It's like, not really. There's girls that look like this. What's the big deal? And she's not real. It's a freaking video game. I know she's based off a real model, but whatever. Like it's a video game. Like who cares if she's like sexy or whatever? Like, oh well. Like the game is heavily about gameplay, you know. So I don't know. It's just weird how people are treating this. I don't know. Maybe it's because I play Bayonetta and Bayonetta like takes her clothes off and fights, and that's not weird to me. I don't know.
Been desensitized.
Probably because Bayonetta fights naked. I'm just like, cool, she's fighting. I don't care that she's naked. It's a video game.
Here's the problem. The problem is, this is my video tomorrow. 18 minutes of me having a mental breakdown over this.
People watch it.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully, it's all sides now. You have to pick a side. Everything's a side. What's your side? What's your side? Oh, you're on that side? Oh, you think the game's too sexy? Oh, you're a bad person. Oh, they removed they added in a particle of clothing. It's not uncensored anymore. What side are you on? What side? Shut the fuck up. You're adults. Okay? Like you don't have to pick a side. You could look at a situation and be like, okay, this doesn't really affect me. I don't really care about it. But everyone has to posture, and it's like fucking toddlers. And like they have to get in where they fit in. Oh, I don't want to be left alone. I have to get with these friends. Oh, I don't want to be left alone. I have to get with these friends. It's like, bro, pick your fucking battles. Pick your battles.
Are you saying pick a side?
Yeah, what side are you saying?
No, pick your battles, as in pick when you feel like, okay, like there's obviously instances of pandering. There's obviously instances of things that are questionable. Fine, but you dilute those things by doing this whole side thing. It's either everything is woke or nothing is woke. It's like, what about middle ground? What about looking at a situation for what it is, making an opinion based on that situation, understanding that people may have a differentiating opinion than yours, and just moving on about your day? Why is everything a fucking video game culture war now? It's digressed into madness, and it's ridiculous.
Because it's become very profitable to grift. To be honest, like it's become incredibly profitable to grift off.
I know it. And both
weirdos.
It's both sides, though. it's both sides because there's only two sides. If you're in the middle, flip flopper, fence sitter, you just want to take a position on it.
There seems to be one side predominantly doing this crazy grift.
No,
because if you say anything against it, people will just jump on you and attack you. So I mean, to me, what I
just picked the side, guys.
I'm not picking any side. I think you guys, all these people are freaking morons. I'm just gonna play games. I'm gonna judge everything game by game, and I'm an adult. Like if I don't like something, I'm like, all right, I don't like it, and that's that. I'm not gonna turn it into a freaking what was it? What are these things that they're doing? Some people starting up petitions and stuff like that. Like
we've been here with the petitions many times.
Like what? And you're like 60 years old? Like that is ridiculous. Like,
that's not what I meant to do. I meant to put it on OJ because he was choosing a side.
Well, I think I feel like the stream just knows.
Choosing any side. I'm choosing the side of playing a game and like
side picker. It's the whole thing is crazy. And
playing a game. The game's fun.
Tomorrow,
it is a fun game. It's a very fun game.
I definitely feel it's. I mean, because look at what Kotaku does. Like that essentially is a grift. Oh, this chick is too hot. But hey, look at Hades too. No, I can't say that.
That's hypocritical. And I agree. I know. I agree with you. There is that, but it's such a small amount on that side because, like I said, it's Kotaku. We all know what they've been BS for how long now.
But okay. But as someone who has had run-ins with them, you would be surprised at the amount of people that support them.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I know that there's a lot of people that support them.
Kotaku? Huh?
Damn.
It's interesting because now what's really happened with this is
nobody talks about the fucking game. They talk about this.
Yeah.
They talk about the character and they don't talk about the actual game itself. Exactly like you said. Nobody's talking about it.
People are noticing that there's very little discussion around the game where it was being built up for the longest time. Now something's happened and the pivot has become don't buy the game. It's like, hold on, wait a minute. I thought we were getting excited for this game. Now we're not playing. Okay, I see. But I mean, I'm enjoying the game so far. I'm going to play it the rest of this week because I think MEG and I are going to do like a little discussion around it. But it is interesting. The Shift Up, I think it was the producer or head of the Shift Up did get asked about this, and there's a video of him saying what shipped in the final update 1002. That's our final vision. That's what we wanted to deliver. So any of the changes that were made is according to them what they wanted to have in the final product that they weren't able to get on the disc.
And there is one. Go ahead, Josie. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think a lot of people getting mad at this. They're getting mad, I guess, on behalf of like women, which to me is weird because most of the women I've seen talk about this are completely fine with the character model. And to me, it just seems like guys who have never, ever, ever been with a woman or something like that. It's just really insulting.
I cannot wait to read these comments tomorrow morning.
It's fine, Josie. It's fine, Josie. They'll explain to you why they're doing it.
Sorry, chat.
You'll understand.
I just think that there is one entity that a lot of people are not taking into account as far as what ends up in a final video game. And I'm not going to say it now because it's my ace in the hole for my video tomorrow. But I shine a little bit of light on this because there's one entity that really seriously controls a lot of stuff as far as what is acceptable in a game and what isn't acceptable. And nobody ever really brings them up. And when you look at the people who work with this company, and it doesn't matter who made the game, doesn't matter who they are, what company they're associated with, did they use something like Sweet Baby Inc. Doesn't matter. They are the be all end all say all regardless of all that stuff. And that's a whole nother topic in and of itself that nobody's really having which a conversation about, which I think is something that needs to be looked at the end of the day, and regulations put into play by the companies.
You're really hyping up this video, huh?
Yeah, some people are already guessing it. Yeah, it's the ESRB. It's the ESRB.
Yeah,
the ESRB,
sounds like you put.
Like if you look at the panel of executives at the ESRB, goddamn, none of them have ever played a video game. It's a bunch of bald men who are like in their 50s and 60s, some old white women, and then one dude who looks like he got bullied. He's kind of like a younger guy. Like, these are the people that are deciding when a game gets a rating. And if a game, because if there was actually 6,300 people, I wouldn't spill the tea on this, but I know how those Twitter metrics work. If a game,
why are you acting like I'm manipulating this whole thing?
Because you're a sneaky bastard. If you take a game, it doesn't matter if it's your vision or not. If you send it off to the ESRB to get rated and they say, hey, you know what, this is going to be an adults only game, you're not allowed to have adults only game on consoles. No console publisher or manufacturer will put an adult only game on their platform. So you're immediately having to censor it. And the ESRB, let's be realistic, sometimes games get ratings that are either higher or lower than they probably should be. So this is the panel of people deciding, who are these people? How do you get a job at the ESRB? Like, I understand the rating system, fine, whatever. But the fact that this can manipulate and control a game's destiny. So a company might be going for a teen rating, but now they get a mature rating. So now they got to retool the game. A company going for a mature rating might get an adults only rating. So now they need to retool the game. You never see that aspect. You never know about that aspect because that stuff never comes to light. But if you think that that's not playing a role, you are so nearsighted. I'm going to buy you glasses. I'll give you John's old glasses.
Those are they're pretty thick glasses.
Sean, it sounds like you did a lot of research and looked into this heavily, like a proper journalist.
Stop it. Stop it.
Another funny thing with this is, like, you know, I've seen censorship before. A lot of you guys probably haven't played Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but that, to me, that is like
vagina bones. The vagina. Everyone remembers the vagina bones.
That wasn't the worst thing. There was one
doesn't know about that.
There was like the girl was like going to like a photographer, and the photographer needed to be wow. This girl is a model. She is like a pinup model in the game, right? And she takes off her clothes, and she's in a bikini, right? And like he's like, wow, in the Japanese version, but in the English version, she's wearing a backwards hat. She somehow appears a hat out of nowhere. She wasn't wearing a hat. A hat comes out of nowhere. She's wearing baggy clothes. She looks like I don't know, man. It looks like Klonoa. She's dressed like Klonoa. So it's like in the Japanese version, she has a bikini on. In the English version, she has a whole, 10-year-old's outfit on. It's crazy. So to me, that's like real censorship,
And the thing about censorship is, I talked about this in another video. A lot of these people that speak up loudly about the censorship that we're seeing in like modern games or like in Stellar Blade in particular, one thing that they always say is, "Oh, I'm going to go back and play the old games." What are you fucking talking about? The retro games have been censored since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 3 literally got rid of a sub boss in a game from the Japanese version to the American version. There is a website where you can find over 3,000 retro games dating all the way back to the NES where censorship has been a thing. Why do you think Nintendo never released Devil World? Why do you think Super Castlevania 4, one of the best Super Nintendo games of all time, was heavily censored versus the Japanese version? All the religious imagery, Nintendo got rid of it. Like, I understand not wanting to see censorship, because then you get situations like Nintendo was during the Howard Lincoln era where you get fucking sweat in Mortal Kombat. I get that. I get that. But you have to pick and choose your battles, and like some things just aren't worth at the end of the day getting super upset over, when there are instances where it actually detracts from the game, it detracts from the story, it detracts from the character, it detracts from the world that they're trying to craft. That's my whole thing. You can't go back to the retro games, because those fucking retro games were heavily censored. Yeah.
Dude, I agree with you on that. The Tokyo Mirage, I docked it like a whole point or so, because like it's too much, man. Like, it completely threw the context off of the events. And I just named one thing, but there's not the vagina bone thing. That wasn't as big of a deal. But there's other stuff that they censored that I was just like, this is insane. This is not how it's supposed to be. And you can tell this is not how it's supposed to be. But they made too many changes. So I don't like censorship either. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm sitting here saying everything should be censored. I just don't think that in this case, this is not anything. And she has more revealing outfits that are like worse than whatever people felt was censored. There are more revealing outfits in the game. So I mean, I don't.
So, the running theory now, because it's obviously people trying to read between the lines, is that Sony strong arm shift up into making alterations and changes to their character and the outfits and stuff in order to fit inside a certain box for the rating in different regions or what have you. And they didn't necessarily, I mean, they didn't say that, but that's what people are reading into now for this one. And apparently they're going to be having internal discussions and deciding what they can say beyond that. So look, at this point, it's the censorship conversation is a conversation that's old as time for video games. It feels like
Sony has been censoring stuff for a very fucking long time.
Yeah.
I don't know where the surprise is coming from that, especially Japanese games. That is a whole thing in and of itself that's been happening for years. And I get it. It's not something that you want to see. But considering the amount of censorship that Sony has done with some Japanese games versus the amount that was done in this game, like it's night and day, bro. Like
this is a Korean game, but I just want to make sure I just put that out there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, God, that sounded racist as fuck.
I just want to make sure that we put that out there. Some people don't.
Eastern games is what I meant. Eastern games is what I meant. But I saw. Wait, hold on. I saw a good thing here from Fee. Where was it? Hold on.
You just brought it up.
I know.
Pink
but then
blood
I
in the UK.
Okay. Yeah. UK had pink blood. UK didn't have Contra. They had Probotector. They changed Contra to fucking robots. It made no sense. Contra. Now we're gonna. Contra's not a good game. Come on, man.
That version did kind of suck, though. Keep it a buck.
Oh yeah, Probotector did suck.
Those robots look stupid as hell.
I did not say that. No, it's an Eastern game. Eastern games, Sony usually isn't as fair. And because I mean, look at The Last of Us. Look at some of the shit that flew in The Last of Us. Like, I get it.
I mean, yeah.
I get it. I understand the conversation, but the problem is if somebody presents like a different opinion, like people just won't hear it out. They won't be like, oh, well, I could see your stance on that, but my stance remains the same. Okay, cool. We could go about our day. We could still be friendly. But it's like everyone just wants to attack everyone. Oh, you're wrong. You beat
because Twitter sucks.
It does suck.
Literally aggressively sucks.
I use that shit less and less. You notice I'll talk about Nick stuff because ain't no one gonna say no fuck shit to me about some Nick stuff. But like everything else, like I don't even share my videos on there anymore. Really, I'm just like, whatever, bro. You want to watch that shit? Go to YouTube. Leave a comment.
This is sort of back to the Stellar Blade thing, real quick. But I also just feel like it's like I don't like hypersexualizing women. I think it's annoying. However, I don't think that's what Stellar Blade is doing because there's more to her character, from my understanding, than just the fact that she's hot. And I also don't think we should get mad at a woman for being attractive, especially when it's a video game. It just doesn't fucking matter. But whatever. Getting mad about this is crazy.
Team Llama 316, didn't the UK censor the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles! Hero Turtles! And they also had 50 Hertz games. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine living in the UK, bro.
I guess maybe I see, like, I know some people are like, you know, they see it as like, oh, she's hypersexualized and stuff. Some people see it that way. I don't know. I just don't see it that way.
Like, I don't like that either. And it happens in movies sometimes with a lot of like women actors and they just get way hypersexualized. And I don't like that. Personally. But I don't think really that's what this is doing. And even if it is, which I don't think it is, but like personally, I would just be like, oh, that's not a game for me, and sort of move on. And it's just interesting to me that we can't seem to do that.
What would be an example for Josie? What's an example, real quick? Sorry, what's an example of like a hypersexualized like character that you won't play the game? Can you give like an example of a game that?
Not that I won't play the game. I do think Bayonetta is pretty hypersexualized.
She is.
I don't think that it's like a problem because it's part of her character, I guess. But for a long time, that put me off from playing the games just because I didn't care for it. Mm-hmm. It's just personal preference, though. Like I am like I don't care if other people play it. Just wasn't something I did at the time. But I have played the game, and I actually think they're pretty good games. I don't know. I guess hypersexualized would just be like a character who's just there to be attractive for a guy, which I think is a little
Is there
weird.
any games that you can like? Or
Sex sells, baby. Sex
direct
sells.
It does. No, you're right. But direct game, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
90s. Just say a 90s game. You could probably.
I mean, you could even go to the early 2000s with some of the craziness that was flying around there.
The guy game. There you go. The guy game.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Let's not talk about that game, guys. There's some weird stuff with that game.
Oh, I know about it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Don't get us banned. Don't talk about that game.
Just like it's
DOA beach volleyball. No, John loves that game. He says he loves a good volleyball game. Look, Josie played volleyball. You need to check out Dead or Alive.
I keep it a buck. I
hate that people sexualize volleyball. It pisses me the fuck off. That's so
you would really
insane.
like Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, Josie.
Yeah.
It's on the original Xbox.
It's age slider.
It's also on the Vita. I think you have to import it now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you played that? Josie, you know about that game, Josie?
No.
Oh, okay.
Look it up after the show.
Yeah, look at the show.
See, but the thing about Tomb Raider was Tomb Raider was a character obviously Lara, I always say Laura, but Lara Croft was an attractive character, and that played into like marketing and stuff, but it was still a good game. Like, obviously it hasn't aged all that well with the tank controls and stuff, but it was still like a good and popular game. And even like I know sometimes like I don't necessarily understand, like people getting hyped up on certain types of representation in games, but that game was actually a game that clicked with me because of my cousin, because she's 2 years younger than me. I had a Sega Saturn, and I remember I was playing it at my grandma's house, and my cousin actually like became a fan of Tomb Raider because she was like, hey, it's a girl and she's doing cool stuff. Like, you don't normally see that in video games. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. That's kind of speaking to you as a female now that you have this female character. She didn't really care about that stuff, but then she ended up being a lesbian. So did that play a role? Laura Croft's attractiveness? Who knows? I might ask her.
Come on,
I want to see that report from journalist.
Real talk, 100% hand on the Bible, bro.
You had me in the first half, bro. Come on.
Are you gonna do a journalistic interview over there, Sean, and find out?
Her partner's name is Jennifer. She's very nice.
I'm not saying you're lying. It's just it was such like a good, strong rubber. Like, yeah, it's good.
That did take a turn though at the end. I was
turn. That I'm just like, oh, of course.
So they're evaluating this according to them in that panel, and I will say, MVG, he's not here to say it, but I asked him because I was like, we're gonna do the Stellar Blade, we're gonna through it, we're gonna do the video, we'll talk about it, our thoughts on it, that kind of thing. And if OJ, if you get through it around the same time, you could jump in. We could do like 3 people kind of talking about it, that sort of thing. And he said, that I don't think there's been a game that I've come across like this to where the discourse has made me really just not interested in playing the game as much. Now, like, man, is it really like that now? Like, it's been beaten down so much online that people are just like, I just don't feel like playing it.
Well, I mean, look at gaming news, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I feel like if shit was popping off, maybe Switch 2 was revealed and stuff, and they were hyping up towards a 2024 release. Sony was firing at all cylinders with a bunch of games coming out and stuff like that. Like, people wouldn't really pay this much mind. But since, there's really not a whole hell of a lot of stuff happening, like, people are just exploiting this, one of 2 ways and just riding the rails with it. And it's the topic of everything. And it's a shame because I feel like it diminishes whether or not the game itself, is good. And, it seems like a lot of people that have played it have really enjoyed it, but that conversation just gets so clouded. And, if you have an opinion on, you're side picker, shut up.
Imagine developing a game for 6 years and this is the conversation that happens when it releases.
God damn it. Fuck America. We're never releasing shit there again.
That must suck, bro. Seriously. Imagine they're probably thinking like, what the hell, bro? Like, come on. We've been developing this.
I feel like it's so weird that like one of the newest games that has a female protagonist is just getting destroyed. Like, that's so stupid. I just feel like it doesn't matter. I don't know.
I will say this: the idea has been floated that, like, just online, of course, people talk about it, that they might patch the stuff back into the game, like from version 1.0.0 after these internal discussions. I've never done this before, ever. I don't know if I ever will again. If they patch the stuff back into the game, I'm going to start asking for trophies for people. I need to see if people are all of a sudden now going to go back and play this game. I'm sorry, I got to know. Because how much of a discourse has happened here about this, it seems like there's going to be a lot of people unlocking that final trophy in the game when you beat it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, I'm just saying, I gotta see it. I gotta see it at this point.
Otherwise, to prove if they're actually just being outraged just to be outraged, or
yes. Yeah. I need to know. I need to see if people are actually going to play through this game. Then,
play through it.
Like
yeah,
that.
No,
I have a super high completion percentage.
If you play Stellar Blade, I do not think you're an incel. That's insane. I don't care. I've never cared less about a topic. This is insanely stupid.
Wait, why would somebody be an incel just for playing the game? That's
what I'm saying. I don't care.
OJ in defense mode. God damn it! I have children. I'm not.
Call me out.
I'm the most successful incel of all time. Then, if that's the case,
King incel.
Let me go over to some of the super chats here as we finish up. There's actually quite a few here to go. Okay, here we go. This is from Thomas, who says, self-promotion. I grabbed the Dune 2 Xbox floating controller, one of one today from the winner at a flea market. Have it on eBay currently. Dune 2 Xbox floating controller. I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
It's like, those bases that make things like float.
The magnetic
ones? Like hovering over top of it, like those little planets or like little holders. It's like that, but I had it with the controller for Dune.
Oh, yeah. Go check it out. Thomas has it up on eBay. Zbat says, pour one out for Dreamcast guy's mattress on the floor.
Is his mattress on the floor? He's got to get that up.
It was at one point, but he posted an update picture on Twitter or X, I thought.
I think he got a box spring or something.
Yeah, he got a box spring. G-Man says, why did you delete the Spawncast update video? Because we updated the update video. Let's see. I like this game, says Snooty Old Media. IGN is like the CNN of gaming. See, shareholder is from X Era, says shareholders kill journalism. It's long gone.
Money gets into anything, man. It happens.
I'm going to miss this from Tijo. So I'm going to miss the Spawncast as I knew it. I like doing the after show when the Nintendo RGT85's on. Sean somehow made it through the after show era without ever actually getting canceled from it. Hey. It's legitimately impressive.
Ran the gauntlet.
Wait till season 2 comes up and he'll take another shot at it.
Today I introduced everyone to Kid Smooth's music career on my live stream. It was very fun time.
I can't believe you did that. I genuinely can't believe you did that.
I am a fan of that one song, dude. I love that song.
I thought you were just going to talk about it, and then you were like, here's the video. Let's react.
Holy shit. Did you not get copyrighted?
No, it's Kid Smooth.
No, it's Kid Smooth.
Kid Smooth about the copyright strike, you shot. That'd be great. Cheek says, is that Iggy Azalea next to John? Oh, he thinks you look like Iggy.
I would take that as a compliment, right? That's a compliment.
She's pretty. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Tijo says, so what's the deal with you and RGT anyway? Also, X9 is the only Mega Man that should matter. Get on that, Capcom, or at least a collection with Command Mission in it.
You do kind of look like Iggy Azalea, though. For now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm like, you do.
What?
You do kind of look like. I never thought that you did, but you do kind of look like her.
Yeah. She sings fancy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Some of her music.
She's thinking. She's evaluating.
Sorry, I'm looking at pictures. She's really pretty. I'll take it. That's fine.
Yeah, she also has a million people in her DMs, just like you. So there you
I don't have a million.
Chris on Bomb says
I say some crazy stuff on here apparently.
And have y'all started watching Knuckles? I have not.
Is it out?
Yeah,
I think so. Yes.
I didn't know. Y'all know my stance on Sonic.
Okay, this is from Z, who says, which comes first? Xenoblade 4, Xenosaga HD, or X2?
Or X2? Did he say?
Yeah. X2. Is it? Yeah, X2. Yep.
Ooh, I think it's either going to be Xenosaga or it's going to be Xeno 4. It's going to be one of those two first.
GBR says you all should have Dreamcast guy on. Your audiences already hates everyone on this cast.
Thank you.
Rasta Life says, glad I could be here for the last episode. I don't know how I'm going to know it's the end of the Sabbath now, end of an era. People be real confused when I stream again next Saturday night.
It's fine. Keep people on their toes.
There you go. Dustin says, will someone please give Nate your Amazon Prime login so he will watch Fallout?
It's illegal, pal.
We talked about that during the Direct Xbox. He still has not watched it because he doesn't have a way to watch it with Amazon Prime. VSIP says, who's going to too many games? Me and Rex are going to be there. I will be there. Josie will be there.
I will be there.
I'll try to be there.
I might actually ride down with Rex.
Sean actually talked you into it. Nice.
Go with Rex.
Well, he said he was driving when he came over here. And I was like, oh, I guess, well, maybe I'll ride with you instead of taking
pass out in the car.
Exactly. Take a nap.
Yeah.
Jordan may or may not be there.
I will not. This will be the first year in like forever. I will not be there. I will be somewhere in Europe.
Oh, wow. Nice. Oh. Okay. Jeez. Oh, okay.
Living it up.
Europe's awesome.
Recon says,
like Europe.
Been watching the last 2.5 to 3 years every week. If not live, then great for Sunday listening. Love the consistency you guys brings to the table. We have Austin who said, oh, that's Sean again. Shout out to Sean. Pretty Dude says, just wanted to shout out another Crab's Treasure. It brings a lot of charm to the Souls genre while having interesting gameplay ideas. It also has an accessibility option to give a gun. 10 out of 10. You know what we're going to do with that one? I think maybe we'll have Josie check that out this week coming up, and she can report back next Saturday night. How about that? It's in Game Pass. It's there. I actually gave it like an hour because it came out like the day before Stellar Blade, and it is very Souls-like. So
I'm excited.
Derek says, unable to find Game and Talk on my podcast app.
You got to search Game and Talk. It's not under the Spawncast thing anymore. So you just have to, it's just a separate thing. Search Game and Talk podcast. It should show up. Maybe you're on a different app, but if you have like Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google podcast thing, it's on all of those. And it's also linked in the description of every show. So
Beast says, RGC85, who's your favorite guitarist and what is your main axe?
I mean, it depends what I'm playing. If I'm playing classic rock or some down-tuned metalcore. I like my Ace Frehley, Paul Stanley guitar a lot. I think that's cool because it's like shiny. My favorite guitarists. I mean, I like a lot of different guitarists. So like, I think Polyphia is really talented, but I would like never fuck with that music, like trying to play it. Like, I like people like Max Cavalera who take nothing and make it into something, simple riffs, but like making it sound really cool. Like those are some of my favorite guitarists. Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning era. I forget the guy's Steve something or another. I think that dude's super fucking talented. Yeah, I'll stop.
Dark Requiem says the issue with the Stellar Blade controversy is lack of consistency. People freaking out about Stellar Blade when Cyberpunk 2077 and Baldur's Gate 3 exist. Yeah, it's all over the place. John O saying, been a hermit grinding for a while. What's this last show business I'm hearing? Booking too many game stuff this week. Oh, see, Sean, you get to meet John O. The picking sides thing. You right there, Sean?
Yeah, I'm fine. You like stop to like make me say something. Like
I was saying, you get to meet John O. He was there. He was there last year, and we were all like, "Yeah, Sean doesn't like go anywhere outside the gas station." And you can now prove everyone wrong. One person brought 3 copies of Balan Wonderworld for you to sign.
I'm gonna avoid that person at all costs.
Mr. Stub Muffin, right?
Yeah. The picking sides thing is ridiculous, and people have too much time on their hands. Anyway, love y'all and hope everyone is well. Shout out to John O. Excited. Too many games is gonna be really fun this year. Michael says Peeps would lose it if a new Blood Rain was made.
I mean, they kind of made one.
Yeah. I mean, but like from the PS2 era, but they like it ended up like Stellar Blade kind of. I like this game says ESRB are the same people who think LGBT content is okay in teens games without warning parents. Is P. Diddy on the SCRB board? I bet that's kind of games he'd want Just Beaver to play when visiting. Thank you.
Spawn Wave.
I like this game.
Those are the only. Those are the views of Spawn Wave only.
Thanks. I like this game. Zoob says
Jesus
people are
Christ.
to realize the difference between Aloy and Eve as art style. They'd rather make it a culture war.
Yeah.
Reese says, I know Spawn Wave frequency is being debated, and I just needs to say I listen to this every week and is my favorite podcast. The thought of it being less frequent or shorter is so sad to me. I love you all. Please keep this chugging. And then we have Snoopy, who says, if the Spawncast goes monthly, I will set myself on fire. Okay, well, hold on. The Spawncast is not going to go monthly, okay? Then they say, I'll also set RGT on fire. The Spawncast is now monthly.
Could you imagine the smell from all the hair? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. You'd probably have to set yourself on fire after that.
Oh my God.
Wow. It's from hold on. It's I like this game again. Hold on.
Read it.
Jesus Christ. What is your audience?
Tell us your views, John.
They just say they hate their audience. How about that? Thanks. I like this game. And then Danny says Lakers won.
Well, it's about Dan. They're still gonna get. I mean, I thought they were gonna take one, but the Lake, they need to blow that team up. Darvin Ham. They wanted to extend Darvin Ham. Are you fucking insane? Are you absolutely insane? LeBron's gonna leave. So what are you gonna have? AD, who's gonna play like 30 games if you're lucky during the season. You're a play-in team at best with the lineup that the roster that you have. Your roster's completely fucked, by the way. Like, I don't know, man. That's crazy to me.
Is he retiring?
No, he'll go play. He'll go play somewhere. I don't see him sticking around with the league.
He's gonna play wherever his kid is.
Yeah,
he's gonna work out a deal with his agent to get somebody to give his kid an opportunity, and then he will go where his kid goes. Whoever's gonna give his child an opportunity to play.
His kid ain't that good, so I feel bad for the team.
Be easy on him. He had a heart condition. But no, he's nowhere.
One too. No one's easy on me. I was fucking pulled up in the hospital dying.
His kid is nowhere near as good as
a video on YouTube.
Yeah, he's nowhere near.
I'm gonna kill people. Like, dude, I was so fucked up posting that. They gave me like all these painkillers and stuff. Like, I got lost.
You told who was there with you? You told him to take a picture of you like dying in the hospital bed like this.
Yeah, it was for my mom because my mom was on a cruise in the middle of the ocean and she couldn't get there, and I wanted to make her feel bad. No, I got lost like trying to go to the bathroom, and like I just kept walking, and like eventually I was in like the general area where like people were waiting, and the back of my nightgown I remember was like flying open, and I was just wearing my boxers, and finally someone came up and they're like, "Sir, can we help you?" I was like, I gotta pee. And they're like, you're nowhere near the bathroom.
That sounds like a Simpsons episode.
It was bad, dude. It was bad. And then I hit the button on the wall because I thought it was the nurse call button, but it was like the emergency button. And at like 3 a.m, like 7 people ran into my room. Like, are you okay? Sorry, okay. I was like, I just need to pee. Please take me to the bathroom. Because I was all hooked up on all this shit. This shit was wild, bro.
And then Noah Smith says, with this Spawncast, we want Cody moment, RGT.
They could have been.
Oh, there it is. I think there were 2 or 3 messages over on Streamlabs, but I will go around here as we finish up. I do want to go first to Jordan Fringe making his return to the show. Jordan, what's going on? Where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Jordan Fringe, Jordan Fringe Gaming. I also have a new 3rd channel called Nostalgic Dreams with Jordan Fringe that just launched yesterday. A lot of content. I've been kind of on a, burnout, taking life as it is and just enjoying time away from the internet for a while, but glad to be back. Thanks for having me. I miss you all. And yeah.
Good to have Jordan Fringe back. Liam says, do you think the Switch 2 will be Amiibo compatible or that Amiibo will even continue after this generation? They've been doing sizable restocks of many old ones. Yes, I think it will. I think it will still work with your Amiibo. Adam says, potential names that my friend Dale and I discussed for the in development PlayStation podcast for the Spawncast network. Let's see. Okay, these are all safe. We play PlayStation, PlayStation Underground, PlayStation Pulse, PlayStation Wave, and PSX Extreme. Huh. thoughts and keep up the great work. PlayStation Underground was like a whole demo disc thing. I remember that.
I like Pulse. Maybe
That's already
shop it. Is it?
That's already like a name that don't they have that for like an equipment or something for Sony?
PlayStation Pulse. You could probably play around with the
maybe make it like
the logo or name.
PS Pulse.
Oh, there's something there. I think you might be right.
I like that. It's got the alliteration. People like alliteration.
Yeah. We're gonna do the PlayStation Pilot. Ryan and I are gonna do it, and we're gonna pull in guests here and there. But he's pretty excited for us. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. The name was the sticking point, figuring that out. PlayStation Pulse isn't bad. I'm gonna write that one down. Down here. Shout out to Adam for helping out there. And let me go over to Josie. Where can everyone find you?
Find me on YouTube /JosieWoe. I make Nintendo Switch content, so if you like that, you can come over there. I'm gonna post Boomer versus Zoomer on Friday. Ideally, if the editing doesn't go to shit. It was really fun. MVG and I played Mario Kart, so you guys should check it out.
That's a good one.
Good
there are 2 questions here for you, Josie. In the StreamYard. Burnout says, "Hey Josie, how do I confess my feelings to a girl the gamer way?" with a question mark.
I don't know, dog. Don't do it the gamer way. How about that?
Don't, bro. Don't.
Make sure she doesn't have a boyfriend. See if she likes you, if the vibe is there, and then be like, "Hey, what's up?" And don't make it creepy. That's all you got to do.
So don't just don't walk up to them in the store and just be like, "Do you like me?" Like,
I want to have your kids. That's exactly what you say to her.
And remember, worst case scenario, 50-50 chance, my brethren.
No, gosh, you still need to make that shirt, Sean. I can't believe you haven't done that.
It's his number on his jersey.
It is
like an actual 50-50 with it like all torn up and stuff. This one was from Kate saying, "Josie, what are some games I could play with my boyfriend? I already bought It Takes Two, A Way Out, and Overcooked. We have the Switch and PS5. I'm new to gaming, but I'm learning quickly."
It Takes Two is definitely the best one to play, like with your boyfriend. I had a good time doing that. Actually, Mario Wonder was really fun, so you could do that. The co-op there is pretty cool. I don't know. We've also been looking for a bunch of games and stuff, and it's just hard. Especially we started with It Takes Two, so there's like not. I don't know. There's not like a next game that's that good. He said A Way Out, right?
Yeah, The Way Out. Yeah, that's cool. It's the same.
Is that on? That's not on the list they said, or no?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. I'd actually try out A Way Out. That one's really good. It's not as good
Unraveled?
as It Takes Two. Yeah, Unraveled kind of.
You didn't like that one as much? Snipper Clips. Remember that when they were trying?
Snipper Clips is kind of good. That's kind of fun. It just depends on like what the vibe you're looking for. Honestly, I play a lot of like Mario Kart and like Smash Bros and stuff with them, and it's fun. So yeah, I don't know. A Way Out. I guess that's my solid recommendation.
If you get into Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are still fun. It's just geared towards the younger audience. Still fun, right, Jordan? Still fun. Still good time.
Yeah, still good time.
There you go. See, thank you. Let me go over to OJ. Where can I find you?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence. I think, I'll be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what the hell we'll be doing. We'll be doing something, talking about video games and stuff. I also cover RPG and Nintendo Switch stuff. So if you're into that, check it out. Should have a video on Stellar Blade sometime next week. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for having me on.
Let me go over to Sean.
You can find me at youtube.com/dream. Cast guy. Got some really good videos coming up this week. Yes, check it out.
This is the guy that complains we go too long.
Yeah, that straight up sucked. Jesus.
That was pretty good, I'll admit.
It was pre-recorded.
Oh.
No, really?
No, it wasn't.
He's saying it's not because people
not pre-recorded. Like, you think I'm fast enough to have something like that just ready? Like they could see
the music was
sound.
good.
They could see the sounds in the chat. No, bro, my fucking blood pressure was like 100/70 the other day. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get some Taco Bell. Jack that shit up.
This is good. Can't wait to ruin this.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Fish Fan says I like this better without the advertising. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, against all odds. We'll see you guys then.